What's going on, people? Yes. 1 second. 1 second. Let me get my other device going here. Good morning. Good morning. It's Manifesting Monday with Lady CEO. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes. Make sure you share this with somebody who want to know the truth these days, okay? Make sure you share this with somebody who want to know the truth these days, okay? It's important that I come here and I switch up my curriculum just a little bit for the current situations out here in the world, okay? Black America is under attack, and it's leaders like me. It's our duty to make sure whatever it is we're doing to empower, educate, or train you up, that we are doing our best. We are making it count right now more than any other time possible. It's so important for leaders to stand up right now. It's so important for us to be in the background creating the solidarity plan. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I may be honest, everything that's happening now, I count it as our own propaganda. I count it as our own distractions. We're putting our distractions out there so we can be in the back room getting the real plan together, the real civil leaders of the various communities, the real planners and executors, the real fighters, the real spiritualists, the real politicians, the real scientists. I truly believe that we are in the back scenes right now, staying out the way, planning to make sure that we really have everything that we need. And if shit go left, then we ready. Because I think that's important. I think that's what a lot of people are unfortunately taking for granted, is that we're in year 2020 and oh no, things couldn't possibly get any worse than martial law. Like, oh no, things can't possibly get any worse than how they led us down into the pits of downtown and ambushed us during a peaceful protest. It couldn't possibly get any worse. I'm here to tell you that it can. Okay, and I'm not here to put fear in your heart. However, I'm here to make you cautious enough to think differently. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you to start looking over your shoulder every 3 seconds when you're walking down the street, but I want you to be on guard. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just in case you got somebody who may be walking up behind you, who, when you hit that corner, they may be at the corner, but don't be fearful about it. Be cautious. It's the difference, okay? So today on Manifesting Monday, I think do I still got India playing? Okay, we're gonna close her out. Get it together. It's the move, okay? So just a few hashtags. Definitely Emoji Nation. Emoji Nation is the organization I belong to. I don't necessarily, my goal before any of this happened was to file for sovereign citizenship, and I'm still going to do that. Emoji Nation is a great foundation for anybody in Black America, regardless if you have your own organization put together. Bring your organization over here. We all about unity. Like, let's team up. Let's become brother and sister nations, because that was the idea anyway, right? All right, we'll come back to that. But Black liberation, hashtag Black liberation, hashtag I will breathe, hashtag surviving COVID-19. And listen, if you are using anything COVID-19 in your hashtags, the CDC automatically pops up a website connection for you. It's like, hey, you mentioned COVID-19. Here's a website to put in whatever. So I'm kind of like, the spirit is working on me with this, because my 15% human want to say forget this, but my spirit is like, no, because we are surviving COVID-19. Don't let them scare you away. Don't let them make you so frustrated that you stop telling the truth. And I said, okay, right on. But today, like I said, we're manifesting the revolution, because it's important that we know that this thing here, I've been saying this for a while now, that this thing is holistic. We attack this thing, we fight back holistically. Now, and everybody who is a part of the body that's going to fight is not a holistic participant. So that's why it's important for everybody to understand their role. And while understanding your role, you understand who else you need on your team as well. Because if you're not a holistic individual, but you can understand and respect the fact that we need spiritualists, we need holistic people in this fight, then I recommend that you find you somebody. They like to call us crazy. I recommend that you find you somebody crazy. I recommend that you find yourself a spiritualist. Elijah Morgano, definitely on my team. D'Angela, definitely a spiritualist. I'm a spiritualist. My Asia Hawkins is a spiritualist. Definitely get you some. That ain't it. I'm just naming people that's on my team as spiritualists. You feel what I'm saying? It's important for you to get those people as well. We got to fight this thing holistically. That's spiritually. This is scientific. This is political. Okay, and then you mind, body, and soul. Then you start to get into education. So you got politics, you got economics, politics, education, spirituality, and science. Okay, these are the 5 things that we're fighting. Now, I know that most times what we're used to hearing is just economic stuff and education stuff and political stuff and religious stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're used to just hearing that here and there. But I want to let you guys understand something, that this whole entire fight is holistic. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's take everybody once again. All right. So to visualize the revolution, in order to believe that we are going to attain a revolution in life, you have to see it first. You have to envision it first. What does this revolution look like for you? If you were, and be honest with yourself. And again, if you don't know the definition of revolution, ain't nothing wrong with going to research it. Sometimes it be like, for instance, I can't pick a word up there. Liberation, right? I felt but before I started using it as much as I have recently, and it's just me being transparent so you can know that it's okay. Like, before I started using it as much as I did, much as I am, I had a general idea of what liberation meant, but I was not sure enough to be like, I'm satisfied with that. So I went to research the word. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to research quote unquote stupid words. It's okay. And I want you guys to make sure that you are, when you research different things that's happening now, like signs and symbols and mathematics and information that don't necessarily make sense, you're trying to find out the foundation of things to make it make sense to you, search pre-colonial information, because that's going to be the information, that's going to be the resource provided to you guys before colonization started, which means before they started taking our stuff and appropriating it, okay? All right, but it's important to visualize the revolution. You have to believe it so you can reach it, okay? Even if you just starting to identify your place in this fight, and you was like, you know what? I think my place is over here. You need somebody to watch your kids. Because my place that's a place, baby. Don't let nobody discourage you from what it is that God has sent you to do. Don't let nobody discourage you. If you scared, if you fearful, I know these things don't sound right, but we got to get used to calling things what they are so we can attack them in the way that we need to. So if you're scared and if you're fearful, that's okay. Just tell somebody on your team, and then your team, listen, your divinely orchestrated team is going to appreciate you standing up and saying, hey, look, I ain't with all that fighting and talking and stuff. I'm over here. I pray and I watch everybody else for you. If that's okay with you. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be perfectly fine. But you gotta visualize what the revolution look like for you. And even if you are the person praying over there in the corner, or you are the person that's watching everybody else while people are being more hands-on, then listen, you still gotta visualize that thing. You have to visualize your power. You have to visualize what you need to do, because you still gotta be on God. And you have to visualize what you need to pray for, because you still have to be on God. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got to know, even prayers, even spiritualists have to understand what's going on here so we can know what to say in the spirit realm. So we can know how to fight this thing spiritually. Because it's spirits and demons and all types of ancestral things that we got to fight as well. So it's important to know that this thing is a holistic fight, and you got to visualize the revolution first. That's the first step to manifesting something. You have to write it down, make it plain. That's in Habakkuk 2. The Bible is ours too. Let's take that back too. I'm tired of my people running away from the Bible because it was used to manipulate us during slavery. They knew exactly how to manipulate us. How do you think they manipulated us so well? It's because we were in that text. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you're in something, you feel something. So they used it. They told us the story and changed it around and made us feel like we were inferior. When in all actuality, we are kings and queens. So it's important to understand that information so you can visualize the revolution. Because if you started out as a king and a queen and some things just been happening over the centuries and our people have been trying to fight and they've lost. And here we are in 2020 and you have still having trouble visualizing what the revolution may look like. It's liberation, Black liberation, economically, educational wise, scientifically, spiritually, and what I said, did I say economics? It's 5 of them. You got to visualize what this thing looks like for you, okay? So realistically, what do you believe your part in this Black liberation movement is? This is a real question. You don't have to answer it right here, right now, but I encourage you to think about this. If you're not thinking about this, you failing. And like I said, I don't care if you're the person sitting over there watching out for us. I don't care if you're the person over here sitting praying. If you have not came or thought about what your place is, you are late. And tis on you. So get to it, okay? Pray, plan, execute propaganda. It's one of those things, okay? Pray, plan, execute propaganda. And what is propaganda? Let me move to here. I want to tell you guys what propaganda is. Okay, so propaganda is information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or a point of view. It's advertising, information, promotion, publicly, okay? So there's a lot of propaganda going on in these streets worldwide, okay? It is a lot of propaganda. The best example that I can use that for propaganda being used against us is the looting during the rioting. The news, which wasn't really created for us, created against us actually. The news shows us, we're showing us a lot of Black people looting and rioting, stealing, and all those type of things to paint the picture. You understand what I'm saying? To paint the picture of what they painted the picture of. Let's just be 100% honest. And I posted a picture on Talking Street Entertainment, and it was like, don't let them fool you. Caucasians out there loot too. Don't even hold that up. But that's propaganda. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to get to a point where we create our own propaganda. Like I'm getting ready to get a great big on swastika on my, because the swastika symbol belongs to us. Hitler stole it and he turned it into a tragedy. And even if we don't want it no more, I'm gonna take it back first, and then we're gonna decide if we want it or not. It belongs to us. Research that. Pre-colonial swastika. Okay. Now, so realistically, what do you believe your part is? Number 2, have you found your squad yet? We've been talking about that a lot, right? Over the past couple of weeks, I've been like, where your collective at? Even before the coronavirus hit, it was about finding your squad in life or finding your squad in business. And so that was just the universe. That was just the universe. That was just the universe preparing us for this moment right here. Excuse me. The kids at home. Okay. So, have you found your squad yet? And in this squad, here's 5 major people. 5 is my most favorite number when it comes down to identifying variables, because in the supreme mathematics, 5 is related to power. Do you understand what I'm saying? Power. You understand what I mean? And then numerically, in numerology. In numerology, the 5 is related to foundation. So for me, when I start creating these variables in this 5 parts or however many parts it is, I get excited. I'm like, yeah, that's the power. Yeah, that's the foundation. But today I only had 3, and guess what that is? The understanding. 1 is wisdom. 1 is knowledge. 2 is wisdom. 3 is an understanding. Do you understand what I'm saying? Come on. So number 2, have you found your squad yet? That's your wisdom. Look at how that, I promise to God, I don't break this stuff down like I say it to y'all until I start teaching this. It be the spirit, y'all. I ain't lying. I'm shocked. I'm not lying. I didn't even realize I had 3 variables here. Like that, to that extent, to just now. Wow. Okay. So have you found your squad yet? You need 5 people. 5 people. A trusted activist, a civil rights activist, somebody who's been out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody that you know is for the people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody that you know talk that shit. My favorite person is Dr. Zoe Spencer. Check her out. Okay, she has teamed up with me and Zenobia here at Community 50/50, where we were seeking donations and putting together natural resources and different things to help our people mitigate through the the attack of COVID-19. Dr. Z, she been out there with her face on the ground like, I can't breathe. You feel what I'm saying? Word, she with the shit. That's what I like. So a trusted activist, a spiritual leader, like we've been talking about, because that a political guru, okay? They don't necessarily have to be in politics, but they know everything about it. They know everything, far right and far left, to the back and to the front, because I don't really know. So I be having to, I am telling y'all what I'm doing. I am not lying. I ain't better than y'all. I'm not better than nobody. I'm just getting a little further because I want more. That's it. That's all. So a political guru, you need one on your team. A scientific interest. All right, that's somebody who's interested in science. And every time you talk to them, they talking about COVID-19 and some new chemical and something crazy. And before this time right here, you used to look at them like this. Huh? Now you like, huh? How you feel? How you feel? Him, you need her sis, that's the one. And then, and then the ride or die. Yes, the ride or die. Absolutely so. And you got to make sure that we are, everyone is getting scrapped. Are you scrapped? Legally. Gray area. But legally. You understand what I'm saying? Are you scrapped? And do you know how to use it? Because if we have to use those things, you better know how to use it. And you better know, and here's another thing out here in the Richmond, Virginia community. We got to protect our women and children more. When y'all beefing out there in them streets, protect the women and children. It is nothing to get them out the street. Y'all need to go in the house so we can settle this. Communication. But that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother thing, baby. That's a whole nother thing. Okay? So number 2, have you found your squad? Because it's important. We're talking about visualizing the revolution. You have to believe it so you can have it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number 1, realistically, have you identified your part in it? Whether it's to plan, pray, execute, or be propaganda. Have you found your squad is number 2. A trusted advocate, activist, a spiritual leader, a political guru, a scientific interest, and a ride or die. Hello. Yes. Number 3. Make sure you scrap. Make sure you scrap. For when the time comes, legally. All right, so number 3. Have you done your research? All right. List of demands. Do you have a list of demands? Do you know what's going on? Let's talk a little bit about disparities, and then I'm gonna let you go. Okay? Because we can do all of this right here. Some of us is doing this. Let's be honest. Can we have another moment of transparency? Okay. Some of us did this. Some of us know our part. I'm here to execute. Okay. Some of us got our team together. Bam. What we doing? I protest today. All right, let's go. But a lot of us ain't did our research. We don't really know what we should be fighting for, what we should be using this opportunity for. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I want to tell you about disparities, because disparities are what keep us away from Black liberation. It's the disparities that we're going through as a community of Black people. And disparity is defined as a great difference, okay? An imbalance, a discrepancy, an inconsistency, an inequality, okay? And we have been suffering through all of those things. We're not shy of none of those things. We know how all of that feels, understand? So you have to be certain about what it is you're going out here fighting about, because that allows you to keep up the momentum when it's falling there. Because my momentum done got low. I ain't gonna sit right here and lie to you. My momentum done got low a couple times during these situations that's happening. But I gotta find something to help me bounce back into it. Because as long as my people need me to fight, then I gotta be in position to fight. As long as my people need me to research some stuff and make sure we understand what we're doing, I got to be in position to research. I can't be worried about the people who don't necessarily see it, or the people who too ignorant, or the people that's too fearful to even acknowledge that they're fearful but still want to be a part. Like, I don't know. So I want to ask you, do you know what you're fighting for? It's important to know what you're fighting for. You're fighting for equality. You're fighting for Black liberation. You're fighting for consistency. You have to understand some things. So it's important that you start creating a list of demands within your group or individually. If you create a list of demands individually, then you team up with your group and y'all talk about the different things that you guys have put out individually. And then 9 times out of 10, y'all probably got some of the same stuff. So you just crunch that list down. That's all you do. You just crunch the list down, okay? So have you done your research? You created a list of demands. You got familiar with disparities that your community is facing. Have you viewed the Black businesses in your area? Because that's important. Because remember, we are talking about economically, we are talking about politically, we are talking about educationally, spiritually. Can't do my fingers like that. Okay, we're talking about scientifically and socially. Do you understand me? Those things matter. Yes. All right. So let's check out Black Lives Matter. And there's a lot of things, a lot of back talk going on with the Black Lives Matter group. And I don't really know how to feel about the back history on the Black Lives Matter group right now. What I'm actually going to do is try to reach out to one of those ladies that they say are the founders and get some questions answered, because my people, we need to know this. We need to know what's going on. Is Black Lives Matter being attacked? Like, seriously, because if they are, then we need to stand up. They talking a lot of smack about Black Lives Matter, saying that it's not for us, saying that it's ran by white people, saying that they, you know what I mean? Even if it ain't ran by white people, they saying that they're not pouring the money, the money that they're raising is going into different things to support Trump and all that stuff like that. I need to know. So if you have that information before I get to it, then make sure you let me know. But in the meantime, between time, they got some demands here that I think is pretty good. I think they're pretty good. So if Black Lives Matter is bad, we just gonna take their shit. People been doing it to us for centuries. This is what they call it, appropriation. All right. So let me see a list of demands. When you're creating your demands, meaning have you done your research? Number 3, in the war on Black people. Okay, we demand an end to the war against Black people. Since this country inception, there has been named and unnamed wars on our communities. We demand an end to criminalization, incarceration, and killings of our people. Reparation. We demand an end to reparation. We demand the end to divest, invest. All right. We economic justice. We demand economic justice. Okay. We demand community control. We demand independent Black political power and Black self-determination in all areas. These are just a couple of their demands. Let me see. I don't know why I tried to do that. I tried to bring the paper up like it was scrolling or something. Y'all, just love me. But it's important. These three things when it comes down to visualizing the revolution, because you have to visualize it. If you have not spoke revolution out your mouth, if you have not written revolution down in your notebook, if you have not seen revolution with your eyes, there's no way possible you can manifest it. No way possible you can manifest it. Faith without work is dead. Work without faith is dead. Both ways. One cannot live without the other. So it's important that you begin to visualize this thing if that's truly what we want. I hope that's what we want. Okay. All right. So visualizing the revolution. Number one, realistically, what do you believe your part is in this Black liberation movement? Is it to pray? Is it to plan? Is it to execute? Or are you propaganda for us? Number two, have you found your squad? Your squad should consist of the first 5 individual bodies: the trusted civil rights activist, a spiritual leader, a political guru, a scientific interest, and a ride or die. Yes. Okay. Number 3, have you done your research? Have you prepared a list of demands? Are you familiar with the disparities in our community? Have you investigated and viewed Black businesses in this area? Because these things right here are definitely going to help you manifest the revolution. So are you with me? Yeah, I hope you with me. Yeah. Okay, because it's time. It's time, y'all. Okay. In the meantime, between time, I want to make sure that you guys tune in to Talk of the Street Entertainment tomorrow night on Legacy Internet Radio at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Street Talk of the Week, baby. And we're going to be asking and answering a lot of questions about what's going on out here in these streets. Are people really behind the scenes doing what they're supposed to be doing for a real revolution, a real protest, a real riot even? I think that those questions need to be answered and talked about. We're going to have a few guests on tomorrow night who are going to be just expounding on those different type of scenarios. And then 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same channel, Legacy Internet Radio, we're going to be talking about how Black people are the original people of the universe. We're going to be talking about how Jesus was a revolutionary. We're gonna be uncovering some truths on collective consciousness Bible study in the hood, okay? So something else also, let's talk relationships 101. That show is actually coming back. We're going to be doing a small segment during Talk of the Street Entertainment Network Tuesday nights on Legacy Internet Radio. And so we're going to be talking about different relationship topics. We're going to be talking about friends and relationships, kids and relationships, man and woman, marriage, engagement, boyfriend, girlfriend, coronavirus, sex, and so much more. So make sure that you stay connected. Definitely need some me. You can visit my website, www.ladyceo.biz/about. If you are a business out here and you need some human resource support, then make sure you check out my corporation, which is Business Now RBA Incorporated or Business Now Incorporated. Human resources is our thing, and we have a lot of other corporations that are subsidiaries underneath of this corporation, Business Now. And together we team up and we make businesses' dreams happen. We change lives. We advance people from where they are to where they want to go. It's just phenomenal. So is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. Yes. All right. Talk to you later. Love is joy. Hey.